All right, so today we're gonna be doing the trailer hitch install for the 2023 through 2026 Prius. You're gonna start with a 10mm. You've got 2 bolts on each side down here you need to take out. And then a couple push pins up in here. One there. One there. Do the same thing on the other side. Typically there would be a plastic skid plate under here. I've already taken that out during the design process, so you'll have to pull a handful of push pins out of here to get it out, and then if you do want to keep it, you'll have to cut a square out of the center here for the trailer hitch to drop down below. I just leave it uninstalled. It really doesn't protect anything, and it just traps rocks and dirt, so it's up to you, but I pull mine out. Next, you're gonna go ahead and open up the trunk. Pull these guys out. Then you're going to remove this 10mm bolt on each side. Then you're going to remove plastic push pins down here that hold the fender well liner into the bumper cover. You want to be careful with these. Make sure you don't pry too hard without getting that barb undone, otherwise you can break these little clips. Ask me how I know. Feels like there might be another push pin holding that in. Those guys. Yeah, I think that's what was holding that on there. So, back to getting these guys out. Go. Kind of tricky to get beneath and then pop out. A pick tool might be a good thing to have here, but you can make do with just a flat blade screwdriver. And once you get those out, you can go ahead and pop this body panel clip out. Same thing on the other side. Need that screwdriver again. Okay, Same thing over here. Okay, all that's loose. You can come back here and these have those same bumper clips they've used all the way from Gen 3 and up. They're kind of a flawed design, but they do work. They just get old and brittle and sometimes these crack, but be careful prying that out not to break anything. It also feels kind of scary, but it's not too bad. And once you've got that, put those guys out. Same thing over here. And your bumper cover should come off. What are we hung up on down here? Oh, I forgot a couple of the push pins from the bottom. Typically you'd hit these when you're removing the bottom splash guard, but since I already had it out, I forgot about them. I also have a squirrel brain, so that doesn't help. Okay. Now that should come out. You want to take this plastic clip off. It's got your wiring loom. And go ahead and set your bumper aside. That's going to expose your rear crash bar. You're going to end up taking this plastic piece off here, and that'll expose some bolts beneath there. Same thing on the other side. Pull these guys off, set them aside. You will be reusing them. You're going to take these 3 bolts out. Same thing over here. Hold that in place. Go ahead and pull it out. You need to get the bolts out of these 2. And then you're going to pull off these guys, which of course are a different size as well. At least they're a 12. Pull this bracket off. And then you're going to put the hitch up against the vehicle. Those little holes are guides for you. What you're going to need to do is you're going to need to either cut or pound this little heat shield back in just a hair. You probably use a pair of tin snips or even just a heavy duty pair of scissors. Always wear safety glasses. Okay. Now you can put that back up there. And then it helps to have a second set of hands here, but let's see if we can do it on our own. More man logic for you on that. Once you get these guys started. Oops. Go to the other side. Same thing over here. Once you've got those in, go ahead and tighten them down. We're going to torque those to 23 foot-pounds. Okay, we get those done. Go ahead and take a look here at all the fitment of it. This guy's got a little slot back there that line up with those set screws. Once those are in, careful not to drop it. Just gonna go finger tight on that. Let's make sure where these are all lined up. Let me tighten them down. Okay, then we're going to install these guys. They are marked left and right, as you can see here are R. Okay, that is all on and good to go. Nice burly sturdy hitch. And we're gonna go ahead and put the bumper back on, the bumper cover. You wanna get this lined up so that it is about the right height. And then you can't forget your clip, otherwise you'll have no license plate lights. Get that right about there. Make sure you get it below the tail light. Okay. And I usually like to go through and make sure everything is properly lined up before pushing any of the pop pins in, push pins, because otherwise you will be fighting them. Learn from my mistakes. Ruh-roh. Okay. So I think we can push this in now. Same thing over here. This guy. That guy's fighting it right there. That was where I said not to, what not to do. You're welcome for your learning lesson. Easy fix. Okay. These guys can go back in here. These guys can go back in here. I want to start at the bottom on those. Okay. And we'll come on back over to these guys. One push pin goes in here. And then you'll push these guys in here. This will snap back in. One push pin there. One push pin there. These two guys under here. Okay, and then this push pin. I'm trying to remember where it went. I thought it went to that corner, but maybe, ouch. Yep, it sure does. Okay, in there. Same thing over here. Push pin, hold that corner. And then just one after another on these guys. That guy in there. That one went in nicely. This guy, I just need a little coaxing. And then these two push pins go back in these holes. I hope if nothing else this is making everyone laugh. I am just a normal person. I think anybody can do this installation along with pretty much any product on our website. So don't be afraid to try, learn new things, make mistakes, make fun of yourself, learn to laugh, because life is too short. Where I would highly suggest having like a magnetic catch can or something like that for these guys, but the hunt is fun too. Okay, and that's it. Your hitch is installed. Thanks for joining.